What's up, party people? It's Chris with Pro Photo, and this is Geared Up. It's our weekly live broadcast where we talk about gear, lighting techniques, we do breakdowns, we do new introductions when there's something new popping off. We have fun, we take your questions, and we light some stuff up and have a good time. Today, we're gonna be talking about my 3 favorite light shaping tools for the B10X. Kind of a little eclectic group of things. There might be a bonus little light shaper we talk about just because I like it, but I was trying to think of something that, I was trying to think of some light shaping tools that are really, really good for multiple purposes. Things that I think are really dynamic for someone who may be more advanced or someone who might just be getting to this. These are things that I really like. So let's dive into it. The first light shaping tool that I really love is the OCF Magnum reflector. Mostly because this is gonna give you a little bit of an output boost. So again, it's gonna give you 2 more stops of light output, depending on how you have it zoomed in. But that zooming is the other reason that I really like this. Getting a lot of looks out of one modifier is a really nice thing to have. So the ability to kind of push that reflector in and tighten that beam up and kind of really focus the light right where you want it, or pull it back a little bit and spread that light beam out, getting a little more coverage is really, really nice. Hard light's beautiful, never shy away from it. The biggest things that I think people are afraid of are the shadows that can be created by hard light. So if you pay a little bit more attention to your shadows, you really, really like hard light. Second modifier, tried and true softbox, right? 3-foot Octa is the one that I really like. So for the most part, people when they're buying a B10X, they are on the go. You're out and about, you're trying to, maybe you don't necessarily have a studio situation like this, maybe everything that you're doing is on location. The thing that I like about the new 3-foot softbox Octa is, one, reinforced edges and these hard metal ribs. So this is more of a, something could go wrong on location, like the wind could knock over your light or something like that. I like going the softbox route over an umbrella because these are a little more rigid. They can handle kind of being thrown around a little bit more. The center shaft of an umbrella is a little more delicate. I used to use them all the time, but I also used to lose umbrellas a lot. So this 3-foot Octa Silver is really dynamite just because, one, you have the built-in speed ring, so you don't have to worry about having a speed ring, putting all the rods in. The second is how fast it sets up and breaks down. So just like that, your 3-foot Octa is ready to go. It's really lightweight, which makes it perfect also for the B10X and the B10X Plus. A really, really solid modifier. I think 3-foot's really nice, especially for on location. I love a 4-foot Octa, but on location, they're a little bit unwieldy. The 3-foot is a nice size. So when it comes to soft light, the 3-foot Octa with the silver pop-up series that is what I really like. And then something to add, just a little something else. I do like an umbrella. I love the versatility, especially of these deeper umbrellas. So this is the large silver on the inside. So obviously silver because the finish on the inside silver. But the cool thing that I love about this is, again, the ability to get multiple looks out of one light shaping tool. So by, I think we might have talked about this before in the past, but you can actually push the umbrella closer to the light or further away from the light, and that's going to utilize more or less of the modifier itself, giving you a whole bunch of different light characteristics that are really, really cool. The silver is going to be more dramatic when it comes to showing you those differences between zooming it in and zooming it out. That's why I went the silver route, but also because you could throw on something like this, the diffusion cloth. So you can go from having the silver umbrella that can do a lot of things just depending on how much you vary it from your subject, to something like a beautiful softbox just by throwing a diffusion kit over the front of it, and you have multiple light shaping options, again, out of one modifier that's going to be able to do a lot of things with you. I, again, don't mind umbrellas on location. I think they're great just because setup and breakdown is like that, right? just make sure that when if you decide the umbrella on location is what you want, that you have someone hold your light, or you have enough weight to keep the wind from taking your light over, because this is on umbrellas, the center shaft is notoriously the weak point of these things. So something to keep in mind. So again, my 3 favorite light shipping tools, especially for the way that I shoot and the things that I get paid my money for the most part. One is going to be the OCF Magnum. It's small, it's compact. It gives me up to 2 stops more light output, and then I have multiple looks with the zooming. Again, the 3-foot softbox Octa. Again, I love this because it sets up, it breaks down quickly. That's because the speed ring's built in. You have the quick folding mechanism, which is really nice. You have diffusion options on the front, which give you some more flexibility, but the rigidity of the spines down the softbox gives me a little bit more safety, at least for me, in the way that I feel whenever I'm shooting on location with the softbox. The 3-foot's a nice size. Again, like I said, I've used the 4-footer. It gets a little tough to get around certain places. I think the 3-foot's money. And then again, one more time, the silver umbrella. I like it in the large and the extra large size, mostly because you can do some extra things with it. So if you're a one light photographer and that's all you have, again, this is great because you can use this and you can move the light close, the umbrella closer and further away from the light and change the way the light looks, throw a diffusion cloth on there, turn it into a nice soft light. The silver is going to be more efficient than the white, so you're going to lose less light throwing the flash into the umbrella and it coming back out of the front. But if you are a 2-light shooter, having a large or an extra large, this would do, especially with the diffusion cloth on the front, would do a phenomenal job giving you a really lovely fill light. Again, real nice size, real nice size umbrella there. So with that being said, we're gonna take some photos with it. I'm gonna show you some of my favorite kind of ways to set these things up and looks. And then just to throw it out there as a bonus, though I was on the fence because I also use it a lot, but I do use the umbrella with the diffusion cloth a little bit more, especially as my fill light. But I really love strip boxes. I might turn that one on here in a second whenever we get to the softbox shot, just because I think it might make it look a little bit nicer. But I really do love strip boxes. They do a great job of adding, nice a rim light that gives the edge of your subject a really beautiful highlight. I had a hard time with that not being my third go-to, but when I'm doing a lot of my stuff, these are the 3 things that I use a lot whenever I'm on assignment for what I might be doing. So cool. Ready to shoot, Kate? Let's go. So, the first shot is one of my favorite ways to shoot on a white background. It's with the OCF Magnum. So, you can, let's do this right here. So, with the OCF Magnum, again, you have the ability, on the B10X, you have a little bit less zoom ability. So you have your one right here. Here, let's do this real fast so you can kind of see it on the background. So at 1, you can see we're kind of spotted out pretty good. And then we can zoom it back a little bit and kind of blend out that edge. Whenever I'm shooting this look that I like to pull the reflector back as far as I can so there's less of a hot spot. You can actually see there's actually a reverse hot spot there, which is kind of cool. But it really makes this look really nice. So what I do is I try to line it up with my camera for the most part. You ready, Kate?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Oh, we hung up on some lights there for a second. Oh, you're still wearing headphones. That is amazing.
Because you're a multitasker.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And we're back.
And you're back. So closer to the background. So the idea behind this, again, this is one of my favorite looks. You've seen me do it before, but just showing you why I really like this modifier. So if you're shooting some full body stuff, I love the look of a hard light, kind of coming from the same direction, almost the exact same location as the flash head itself. I'm gonna actually boom this up just a hair. Cool, point it down just a skosh. Lovely. Let's turn on that Connect Pro. Oh, perfect. So, for the most part, we're in line with Kate. The light's close to me. We're probably 15 feet apart right now.
Yes.
Cool. 3, 2, 1. Oh, my strip light's on. Let's do that one more time because it was kicking off light I didn't want. Here we go. 3. Actually, I'm chopping off your toes a little bit. No, you're fine. You can keep crossing. I'm just going to readjust. There we go. No toe choppage. 3, 2, 1. That's a look that I absolutely love. It's clean, it's crisp, it's bright, it's airy. It's one of my favorite lighting styles, especially when I have one light and I'm trying to do full body stuff. I think it's really a beautiful light. And again, I was able to do it with one flash, set it a power level of 8.5, and we're easily 15 feet away from our subject and getting a beautiful full body shot. So I love that. So if we were to take that same reflector, just to show you how it changes when you zoom it in, you mind standing right back there, Kate?
Yes, you need to give them a shot so they can see what you're doing.
Just so you can kind of see what changes here. This is going to be a very different looking light. I'm going to make sure that hot spot's hitting Kate right on the face. I may actually have to power down too because the intensity is definitely going to go up. Let's see. Let's take it down to 7 points. This is a little more than a half a stop. So here we go.
I'm falling. Hold on.
3, 2, 1. So it spots it out a little bit more. You don't quite have the top to bottom coverage. Here we go. Let me just bring these up side by side. So the light definitely starts to fall off a little bit more. It's not bad, but but it gives you the ability to change up how you have the light falling on your subject. That's spicy in the eyes. Cool. Let's go to the softbox. Again.
So pop in your questions.
Yep. Any questions?
We'll answer them along the road.
Any questions? Let us know. You know what? Also, I want to know. So I'm telling you my 3 go-tos. I want to know your go-tos. Like, what light shaping tool are you using to, the majority of the time? You're a softbox person? Are you a reflector person? There's some people who are like all in on the beauty dish. I like the beauty dish. It's just not my. I don't use it a ton. So it's not necessarily my go-to, but they're lovely. You ready, Kate?
Yep.
Cool. So now we're going with the 3-foot Octa.
I feel like this is higher than it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, a little bit. Cool. And then you're opened up a little bit more too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm shooting down on you too much. Here we go. Or shooting up on you too much. Okay. Power to there. 3, 2. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful light. So we are able to take the softbox, bring it in close. What that's going to allow for is the light to fall off a little bit faster. It still hits the background really nicely, so we have separation with Kate. So I think that's a really, really nice look. It's simple. Again, the 3-foot gives nice coverage. You can see from the hands up to the face, relatively evenly lit. It's definitely going to start falling off down towards the waist. We could fix that by backing the light up a little bit. That's the upside to having a larger octabox, is being able to back it up some more and fill in some things that you may have wanted more coverage on with your light. You mind jumping back in there one more time, Kate? I'm just going to throw on this kicker light, because this is why I had a hard time not adding this in, but I still wanted to share it.
As in this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's fine. Okay, open up to the camera a little bit more.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll sort through it. There we go. So 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And so the kicker just separates out a little bit more. It kind of gives that nice little edge light here to her arm. It's nothing too overly dramatic. You see we have a little bit of a kick here on the jaw. It's really nice. It's just again, I had a hard time not picking the strip box because I do use it quite a bit, but I use it in scenarios like this. And I also do a lot of my shooting on location where so when I'm in the studio, strip box I use a lot. When I'm out on the run, I don't use as much. I use more of the umbrellas, and that's why I chose that for me.
Some go-tos.
I want to know what they say.
Let's see, we have the new beauty dish.
New beauty dish, yes.
And then let's see, I'm reading weirdly, 10-degree grid. New beauty dish, 3 by 4.
Mm-hmm. Grid's a good call. I don't use them enough. I do think grids are wildly underutilized, especially even by me. I have access. I've got some. I just don't use them as often. I generally find myself using grids on my softbox a little bit more. But yeah, I think that's kind of the cool thing about photography is that you have a million different ways of getting. Yep. So that's cool. So they said the new beauty dish and a 15-degree grid.
Yeah, new beauty dish, and then number 2 is a 3 by 4, and then the number 3 is a 10-degree grid.
Sick. That's a great. It's a great setup. So here for the third look, I'm going to try to come back around again to the area where my camera's going to be sitting. The light's going to be coming out a little bit flat, but angled down some, and then we're gonna take it up pretty high. You mind jumping in here, Kate?
Sure. I don't remember what I did. See me scrolling? Okay, cool.
So again, we're quite simple here. There we go.
Here forward.
Mm-hmm. And then I believe, and so I know I'm going to have to power down this light a little bit more because again, that silver is very efficient. So come on, there we go. So I think we have to actually come down to about 6.8. We're gonna see. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I cut the elbow a hair. Let me just readjust. Actually, I'm gonna power up just a skosh. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. So the cool thing about the silver umbrella, especially once you start to push it into the light itself, is you start to get like these. Oh, got a little hair action there, but you start to get these harder shadows right here, which is nice. So you're kind of getting that nice hard light look, but because the modifier is so big, you're starting to fill in a lot of the the extra places where it gets really shadowy. It's really lovely. And then you can take the same umbrella, you push it all the way out, start to utilize more of it. I'm gonna actually slide the umbrella forward some. Also, not rip the shop light down. And then let's kick it. Does that feel like it's pointing at you better?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And so let's just take a snap with utilizing more of the umbrella. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and so I didn't make a power adjustment. I want you to see the change in power with the umbrella being utilized more. So it's more efficient as it's pushed in a little bit closer. As it starts to open up, it's a little less efficient because it's using more of that softbox. The light's taking a little bit longer to travel, so let's power up. Cool. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So we're able to go from this, which is a lot softer. We're utilizing a lot more of the softbox to this little bit harder light. You can see it's a little more specular feeling. You can look here at the background and you can see that we have a lot more like even coverage here. You can see that kind of that hot spot here, and then the light starting to fall off a lot more here, which is really, really interesting stuff. So again, if you wanted to take the light and turn it into more of a fill light, you could throw the diffusion panel over the front of it and you have this really lovely softbox. You could, if you're a 2 light person, I generally always suggest having a backup light. You never know when something might go wrong. So if you have the 2 light kit and you can do it, you're in the studio, this thing makes a dynamite fill light to go along with the 3-foot Octa, or even with the OCF Magnum, it makes a dynamite fill light, especially if you're going to use that Magnum in real close and get some harder light shots. So again, pretty simple stuff as far as my 3 favorites for the B10X. One, I tried to choose it on size of modifier, ease of use, the ability to get multiple looks out of it. And really it comes down to the things that I use all the time. So for me, these are super key. And then if I had a 4th, it would be a strip box. Kate is touching it. It doesn't look like she just.
I was trying to roll it, and then I realized it's not on rollers.
It doesn't look. It did look like she was doing something weird over there, but she was touching the strip box. But that would be my 4th option, just again because I love using it for rim light. I also like to boom it up high and use it as a hair light, especially because it broadcasts out and does a really nice coverage on someone's shoulders. So I'll use that like that as well. But so rim light, either above as a hair light and kind of edge lighting the shoulders, or from the side as a kind of a kicker. So, any other questiones?
Let's see. Maybe.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said, I know the stream is about the B10X, but my Pro B3 arrived last week and it's pure magic. The Pro B3 is lovely. I waited.
Awesome.
I know that I'm not the only person who waited on it forever, and it was everything that I wanted it to be. So, congrats on your Pro B3.
Yeah, congrats. Can't wait to see what you come up with.
They're really dynamite lights. Yeah, and again, we're talking about here with the B10X because it's I wanted to kind of keep it here with the 250 watt version. I didn't want to overthink it with the B10X Plus, just because I wanted to keep it lightweight. Again, I wanted to try to keep the kit as compact as possible. That's why we, B10X, go with something like the OCF Magnum, keeping the reflector small. I mean, I have a ton of big reflectors. I could have talked about, the white Magnum, but for the sake of keeping it compact and easy to use and really fast to move with you, these are my picks. So any other questions? Does it look like it? Cool. So again, just real fast recap before we sign off for the day. My 3 faves. I was gonna say them, and I was like, I should just hold them up so they can see what I'm saying one more time, just for funsies. That way they're all here. So again, my 3 favorites. I love the OCF Magnum, super compact, highly efficient, multiple looks by being able to zoom it in and out on the light. Third, tried and true softbox, the 3-foot Octa, perfect size for being on the run. The new one sets up and breaks down quickly. It's got the speed ring built into it. Love this thing. And then you have all the diffusion options on the front. It's really rigid. It holds up really nicely, especially when you're using it outside and on location. And then I love the silver umbrella for multiple reasons. One, I can zoom it in or out to get multiple looks out of the unit itself, or I can throw a diffusion panel over the front of it, use it as a nice soft fill light. I like it in the large and extra large sizes. This is the large, which works out to about 50, I want to say 52 or 3 inches. I'm in the ballpark there. I know I didn't nail it, but it's a pretty good size. But again, diffusion panel over the front, super soft. Love this thing. That's what I go with. And then my runner-up that I wish would be my strip box, which is over here, that you cannot see. But I love that as well. It's just not with me all the time. This stuff's with me all the time.
Let's see. So Andre says, does Chris have a white umbrella on hand? Can he show the difference between the silver
Sure.
and white?
I do.
Use both the white and the silver. I always find it difficult to tell the difference.
So the white umbrella, here, let's try to keep that in the same position as the silver. So the difference off the front, it's not gonna be as efficient. The white's smoother and has a little bit less output. I'm gonna have you jump in here real fast, Kate. It's got a little less output, so it's gonna eat up a little bit more power, but what it does do is throws the light a little wider. It's a little smoother. It's a lot less pointed than the silver. Come on, baby. There we go. Perfect. Oh, and I also have to lock down the B10. That'd be dynamite. There we go. Cool. I'm ready for you. Pro tip, lock your light.
Sorry.
Also, second pro tip, take your lens cap off. Cool, I'm gonna power up a little bit because I know I'm gonna need it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, come on, trigger. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. So here you go. Difference between silver and white. So you can see with the white reflector, you want to flip it back?
I was just gonna pop the question.
Gotcha. So they were asking kind of what the difference between the white reflector or the white umbrella and the silver umbrella looks like. If you look at the picture on the right, that is the white umbrella. It's a lot smoother. You can see that the light hitting the background and the light hitting Caitlin are relatively even. Whereas when you look at the image on the left, it's more vignetted. That light's a lot more pointed, and these umbrellas are sitting in the same position as each other on the light. So they're both utilizing the majority of the actual, the light shaping tool itself. So again, the white, much more forgiving, much more smooth. It's also a really awesome umbrella for, honestly, generally, anything that you want to fill in. I love the white, especially with the diffusion, because it gets extra soft. But I go with the silver because of all the versatility that you get out of it. So the silver is a lot more pointed. It can be a lot more specular and dramatic. The white is smooth, 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 and beautiful. You can't really go wrong with the either. So let's see.
Yeah, the background does look different too. The fall. Let's see.
Someone says because, let's see. I use the large Octodome 3 to the side, either 3-foot octo filled with a strip box on the rim. Love it. I love that. That's a great setup. I have muscle memory from the cork friction pads. Yes, the new rosettes that lock the lights down. So much better than the old cork pads that used to have to. I just remember the extra rod that I had to hold my D2 up while I was trying to use my 4x6 on it. It was fun. Let's see, what do we got here? Is there much of a difference between the white umbrella and the silver with a sock? So the silver with the sock does look a little bit different. It still has some of the pointed light to it. The sock does get rid of a lot of it, but it does look a little different. It's not a ton different, but it looks a little different, and it's just mostly because of where the light's coming in respect to how it's hitting the umbrella and then kind of being pointed back out. Whereas with like the white, you're kind of having this nice edge smoothness, and then again, you throw the sock over the front of it, it's like butter smooth. So anything else?
Thank you.
Perfect. So this was super fun. Again, try to keep it light. Yeah, thanks for popping in. You know, we're back. From our vacation hiatus and some other work stuff that we had for the month of January, we're back. So if y'all have any questions, if there's any suggestions of stuff that you want to see as we're shooting more geared ups this year, let us know. We have some cool stuff planned in the pipe. But in the meantime, I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. We will see you next time. Peace out, everybody.